Hi friends, it's Deanna Williston from Our Blooming Catholic Life, and I'm coming to you today with a little bitty book review. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, so why I say let's see if I can find it. Normally, my breviary is in this black case with a zipper, and here's why. In my breviary, I'll have a rosary, misplaced the super fancy one, so always have one on standby. The San Damiano cross that I actually got at a chapter of Mass, my first secular Franciscan chapter of Mass, and I did not earn this in any way, so it makes the cross even more meaningful. They had played a trivia game, and I was an inquirer by like a week, and that's the youngest you could be and go to chapter of Mass, and I did not feel comfortable playing the trivia game. But I sat there and I was a good sport about it. It was nice and humble, and they still gave me a prize. So he goes everywhere with me, the San Damiano cross. So I always have a rosary, and I always have this cross inside my breviary case, because otherwise this happens if you don't have the case with you. So in here, I have two handouts, the Franciscan Vocation Petitions for Liturgy of the Hours. I also have the Canticle of Mary, which is a little marked up. I've been seeing evening prayer with a group, and we divide it up in different ways. And one of the things is we all jump in, and so I have to have the divisions of the Canticle of Mary. The Magnificat. I have my little St. Joseph's Guide. By date, tells you what page to go to. The Proper Offices of Franciscan Saints and Blesseds. A supplement to the Liturgy of the Hours. And I've done a review on that. And then, I think I've already done the review on the How to Make the 5 First Saturdays book. But the last book is the one, I use this every day, and I probably haven't done a review on it. I might have done a review on this a long time ago, but it's going to be a much better review now, so I'm glad you're joining me. So this is a book from the National Shrine of Divine Mercy, the 3 o'clock hour prayer book. If you remember, I actually went here last year, up in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. So I don't know if they were doing this before the coronavirus hit, but they broadcast the 3 o'clock hour devotions every day on their YouTube channel. And I'm going to put the link in the description. Always read my descriptions, friends. I try and put all the links down there. Now, if I ever don't, feel free to comment if there's a link or a reference that you're looking for. Let me know if I've missed it, and I'll put it down there for you. So this is a little prayer book. It was under $4. Under $4. I say that with that look because it's such a value, friends. It has inside. This is pretty much the image you're going to see if you go to the live streamed 3 o'clock hour devotions, except there's only going to be priests and seminarians in the seats right now. And they have seminarians right now. They just had people taking a whole range, like some I think were taking first vows. They were like people in all different stages, and somebody was just ordained a priest. So pray for the Marian Fathers of the Immaculate Conception, both those in formation and those serving us directly right now. Okay. Oh, it actually does say this is the 2018 version, although the copyright is 2001. Dun, 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 dun. It's available from the Shrine Gift Shop, which is giftshop@marian.org. The phone number is 1-888-484-1112. But you know what I'm normally going to recommend? I've told you time and time again, shopmercy.org. Not 100% of the sign language for P, and that is not why I'm not spelling it out for you. shopmercy.org. Okay, it does have a Neo Obstat and an imprintor right there. Yay! So, table of contents. What's in here? The introduction, the Hour of Great Mercy, the Divine Mercy Novena and Chaplet explained, St. Faustina's Prayer for Sinners, the Divine Mercy Novena, the Divine Mercy Chaplet, a prayer for Divine Mercy, benediction hymn and the Divine Praises, and then it has the Chaplet in Spanish and Polish, and Tagalog and French. There's a congregation history and the shrine history. So this is a pretty inclusive little book here. Now, If you're not familiar with the devotion, I'll read you just a tiny bit. Jesus had told Saint Maria Faustina Kowalska, it's recorded in her diary, that Jesus had told her, as often as you hear the clock strike the 3rd hour, immerse yourself completely in my mercy, adoring and glorifying it. Invoke its omnipotence for the whole world, and particularly for poor sinners, for at that very moment, mercy was opened wide for the soul, and that is number 1572. So what's in here? Well, let's get in there. We're going to skip. You can read the history, like it even says, the hour of great mercy. Please read privately. Not going to read that out loud to you. And then it talks about the novena to Divine Mercy. And then on Good Friday, 1937, Jesus requested that St. Faustina make this novena from before the Feast of Mercy. So it'd be from Good Friday through the following Saturday, and then you could celebrate it with Divine Mercy Sunday. Here's the thing. The Fathers celebrate, I saw the color book. The Fathers actually celebrate this year-round. It's a perpetual novena. And so if you go to their 3 o'clock devotions, you're going to be immersed in this. And literally, you're going to start. So if you're watching it at 3 o'clock, you're going to start on page 13 with the Eucharistic exposition. And it has the hymn both in English and Latin. They're going to sing it in Latin. O Salortus Hostia. This one I'm definitely have more problems with, but I'm learning it. Oh, if you get on, so if you go to their live stream at 3 o'clock first, you'll hear the church bells. Then they're going to sing this because you're starting out. It's in adoration. That's what's great. It's a half hour of adoration that you're doing right there. And so it starts with this hymn. And then you're going to read the next page, St. Faustina's Prayer for Sinners. And then it goes into the Divine Mercy Novena. So they're going to tell you what day they're on. And you try and quickly flip. And you can see it's nice because it's in big red print. So you can find it quickly, first day, second day. Whatever is in the darker print, see the darker print? That's what the priest is going to say. See here, he starts the prayer. And then the lighter print, that's what we say. We come in on the lighter print. See, and so you're going to pray that. It's going to say, today bring me the souls who, and there's going to be a certain group of people that you're praying for that day. And then you're going to go into the prayer for them. And then you're going to skip. So you could always put a tab because you're going to jump to page 26 when you're done with your novena prayer. And that's where we have the opening prayers to the Divine Mercy Chaplet. If you're familiar with it at all, it starts out, you expired, Jesus, but the source of life gushed forth. That's where we're starting. Then we're going to pray the Divine Mercy Chaplet, and it gives you the directions all here, all there. Then you go to the next page on the Our Father beads, on the Hail Mary beads, and it does give you the, after that, there's the in conclusion. When we get to the in conclusion, you can see I've written a little music note because we sing that every time. When they do this in their live stream, they're going to sing that every single time. And then the closing prayer. I will say in the closing prayer and in the following prayer for Divine Mercy, the Fathers seem to, some of them, have a slightly different translation, but it's only on like the words your when referring to God. Sometimes they'll say God instead of your, or they might say Jesus instead of your. So that's not that big a deal. Don't let it throw you for a loop. But I have noticed that, and it does cause me to stumble a little bit. But just focus on what you're doing. You're reading right along with them. It's one word in a sentence. We can do this. And then they have the benediction hymn. Again, it's in English first, but then they have both verses in Latin, and we do sing both verses. And if you're thinking benediction hymn, rings a bell, but what is it? Tantum ergo? Okay, so Tantum ergo is there. And then they are going to sing, you have given them bread from heaven. And we answer, having all sweetness within it. But here's the thing. At this time, they did not choose to do the bold print and the lighter print. They have the V and the R. So we're the R, the response. Then there's going to be a prayer. You can see I've added it, prayer. And then we have the divine praises, and we're going to say the divine praises at the close of that prayer. After the divine praises, there's going to be another prayer. See, I've written these in. Feel free to do it if it's your book, right? Then we're going to sing, Holy God, we praise thy name. We do pray this in English. It's the original language for the hymn. Ooh, I think it is. Oh, I don't know. And we just sing one verse of that. And it's not marked, but if you know the hymn, you sing the verse, and at the end is infinite thy vast domain, everlasting is thy reign. We sing that verse, that little line twice. And then amen. And then if you're still watching, they're going to do a blessing with the relic of Saint Faustina, which is a prayer. Don't use a sticky note in your book. Discolored it. Lesson learned there. That's when I'll have to write that in. Why I haven't written it in is because that's the Spanish page. So maybe I'll scribble it at the bottom of this page here, so I know that it's the blessing with the relic of Saint Faustina. So if you're doing it at home, you're not going to have a blessing with the relic of Saint Faustina unless you very awesomely have your own personal relic of Saint Faustina. But you could always ask Saint Faustina to pray for you at the end. That's a good one. So the Spanish version, it's just like one little page. I think it's just how to say the chaplet. It does look like that. My Spanish, remember, very, very, very little, but I do think that. And then it has it in Polish. A lot of the fathers, I feel like Polish may be their first language, and so you can kind of hear that when they're talking. And then it does have it in Tagalog, in French. Again, it's just one little page directions here for each. And like we said, it's tells you the history. In the back, though, are some other resources. The Way of the Cross, which is lovely. So for Friday, you can up your game. After this is all over, you can do The Way of the Cross. And it is beautiful because this is a book, but I think they have the picture from, I'm not 100% sure, friends, but I think it has pictures of the statues. They actually have life-size statues of the Stations of the Cross up there, and so they're all over the ground. And I believe that this book on the Way of the Cross has the picture that you can look at of the Station of the Cross as you're praying the Stations of the Cross. And then they also have the Chaplet of Divine Mercy in Song, which is a DVD if you'd like to do that as well, if you'd prefer to sing it. Let's see, does it say who is singing it? I don't see that it says who is singing it, but that the chaplet was filmed live at the National Shrine with the goal of sharing this urgent message of mercy with people of every background, faith, and culture. And then there's just a few little color pictures from the shrine there at the end. So that's it. That's my little review. If you were praying along the 3 o'clock hour prayers with the Marian Fathers of the Immaculate Conception, the link's going to be in the resources below. If you are doing that, this book is super helpful. And one of the really fun things, if you're doing that devotion with the live stream and you turn the chat on, people are putting in their prayer intentions continually during that. So turn it off if that's too distracting to you. But if you have an intention, maybe come on a smidge early. They do start at a minute or two before the church bells ring. So you could always put your intentions in early or do it at the end. And normally at the very end, the fathers have some updated little bit for you. Lately, Father Chris Aylar has been talking about hope during times of suicide and depression and what resources the fathers have for that. Sometimes he's telling you of an upcoming event. Sometimes they're talking to you about the Marian Helpers. So there's always like a little tiny news short that's like 2 minutes long at the end. It's super short. And that is all, friends. God bless you.